God who renews us and strengthens us. Our God is a God of generosity who invites us to live with generosity in this world, which means being people who bring hope into the world through our actions and our interactions. Our God is generous. What are some of the ways that you would describe our God as a generous God, Dr. Teresa?
God gives me breath every day. That is generosity all by itself. God provides me a job and a means to support myself and my family, and I'm just so grateful, just so very grateful.
And we're grateful for you as a congregation. Again, all of you who made that amazing wedding happen yesterday, thank you for your generosity of love and spirit. Thanks for those of you who have been part of our Hope to Go, reaching out into the neighborhood. So grateful that our A&C Commissioner, Rochelle Nigro, is one who continues just to really serve the community. And she was with us yesterday, and when we had protesters last summer, I mean, she was here as soon as they showed up, just about. She saw it on social media and got here while they were still here and let us know that our neighborhood loves us and supports us. And the diversity of our ministry is so supportive of that. One of our board of directors is coming up at this time. We also like to keep you posted on things that are happening. This is Darryl Walker, the clerk of our board of directors. In addition to saying thank you for your generosity, we want to keep you posted. We want to do some shout outs, make you aware of our financial status, things like that. Several ways to give. You see a QR code, website, texting. We also receive mail, and in a moment we'll be receiving gifts here on site. I want to mention that many of you give online, so don't feel like when the plate goes by you're expected to put something in, except for your prayers and blessings. So you might just want to nod or touch the plate as a prayer. Darryl, what's going on? We had a good board of directors meeting. Give us an update.
Okay. Good morning, church.
Good morning.
Each month we have a board meeting. This past Tuesday, as usual, we had our board meeting, and towards the end of the meeting, we have shout-outs so that the members of the board will know what the members of the congregation are doing. Our first shout-out was for Reverend Jules, Tina Folk, and Dale Baskerville.
Yes.
They joined in setting up the communion at the Peace Pole. So we want to thank them for assuring that it was a success for the first to-go communion. Our second shout-out was to our greeters. First to Beverly Barnett, who faithfully sits at the table there in the welcome hall and welcomes the visitors, and also to Clara Carter, who circulates in the welcome hall. The next one, it was for Knut Pankman.
Yes.
He faithfully shows up for the engagement session at 9 o'clock and helps with the audio and visual. And we just wanted to thank him very much for what he contributes to the success of our engagement hour. The next one is real awkward because that was a shout out to me.
Oh, okay.
So thank you.
Thank you, Darryl. Thank you, brother.
And the shout out was for the pool party, which occurred last Saturday. And many of you attended the pool party, and it was a great success. But I want to give a shout out to one person. The party was at 3 o'clock, but at 2 o'clock, a friend of mine had picked me up to go and get ice. And when we returned to my house, there was a woman standing in the front yard. And I didn't recognize her, but we stopped, and when I got out, she came up to the car, and she said, "Are you Darryl?" And I said, "Yes." And she gave me her name and all. She said she had brought things for the pool party, and she had brought water and some chips and other things. And I said, well, great. I said, now the party doesn't start until 3. She said, well, I really can't stay for the party. I have another commitment. She had driven from Gaithersburg all the way down to my house
Wow.
to contribute for the pool party. Someone I had never met, someone who recently became a member of our church. So if she is watching us on demand today, I just want to say a big thank you to her.
Amen.
Another little story I want to tell you. I have served on a board. I've been on our present board since January, but in the past I've served on the board of directors of other MCCs in the 1980s and 1990s. But I'm so happy to say that your board is the most congenial board I've ever served on. The congeniality is there, prayer is there, and a lot of important decisions have to be made, and sometimes it's not easy because there has to be a lot of discussion. And usually it's around the finances of the church. We have to take your tithes and offerings and make them go as far as possible. Traditionally, Christian churches have a financial slump in the summertime, and MCCDC is no different. During the winter and the early spring and all, actually our offerings and tithes were above budget. But now as we in the middle of summer, our tithes and offerings have slipped below budget. So it's a time when people are going on vacation and doing other things. So even if you're lying on the beach in Hawaii or Waikiki, or you're going to a family reunion in Mosquito Knees, Mississippi, but don't forget the church, don't forget your offerings and your tithes. So remember that. And also I have to remember too that brevity is a virtue. So I'll turn it back over to Reverend Dwayne.
Amen.
Thank you, Darryl.
Thank you.